everyone. Thanks so much for joining us here in the WSAZ Plus studio. I'm WSAZ's Kimberly Keggy. Good Monday morning to you. We certainly appreciate you joining us here for a check on the forecast and what we're expected to see over the next couple of days. I hope you had a great weekend because we had weather that was certainly wonderful and really made it feel like spring, even though we have a little bit to wait on. Let's go ahead and bring in Dillon Goday as he is tracking our first alert weather day for us and kind of what we're expected to see. Dillon, really feels like we kind of flipped and went back to winter this morning.
Yeah, at least for one day. That's the thing. This is not going to last long in terms of the wintry conditions, but we do have to, unfortunately, deal with some wintry weather to start your day today. We have a winter weather advisory even for Huntington and Charleston, points north of that until noon. So we still have around an hour and 45 minutes left on this winter weather advisory. This is a look at the map that does show you all of our northeastern Kentucky counties, all of our southern Kentucky counties, and areas north of Huntington and Charleston included in that winter weather advisory through noon. And that is for snow, freezing rain as well. Northeastern Kentucky seeing that. Where you're seeing the pink, say from Rowan County over to the Grayson area, that's likely where we're seeing some freezing rain, maybe mixing in with some sleet. The good news is we're above freezing in Huntington and Charleston right now to where you're mainly seeing a mix of things and not seeing too many issues on the roadways. But as you head up I-77 towards Parkersburg, there's been snow accumulation there and in and around Parkersburg into Wood County. So if you're traveling north along 77 from Ripley, you'll likely run into some of that. Seeing possibly some sleet and snow mixing together into Mason County, West Virginia, towards Pomeroy, Jackson, Athens areas as well. And then from Huntington southward, mainly just some rain. I do want to let you know, though, in the Grayson, Moorhead, possibly the Sandy Hook area, Greenup, Ironton, you could be dealing with some freezing rain and some sleet there as well. Regionally, you can see that what we're going to be tracking today is snow far to the north, but this rain snow line that's just creeping its way into parts of central West Virginia, that's going to eventually lift well to the north, and we'll turn things over to all rain for everyone. Maybe not at lunchtime in Parkersburg, but as you get towards, say, 2, 3 o'clock, yes, all of our area seeing rain now and less in terms of any freezing rain or snow chance. Overnight, tonight and into tomorrow morning, more rain. So we're less talking wintry weather and more rain, possibly some heavy rain across parts of Ohio. This band of heavier showers and some rumbles will push through late Tuesday into Wednesday, could lead to some localized issues there. So snow again, it's going to accumulate well to our north. We're talking maybe an inch or so for Parkersburg. Northward, it's really going to be even further north than that. And we're still seeing those slick conditions right along the Ohio River with some icy spots. The heavier ice accumulation, the more significant ice accumulation will be in the mountains of West Virginia. Big warm-ups on the way later this week. We kind of hinted at the possibility of 80s last week. Well, it's here now, possibly on Friday. Definitely could get there on Saturday, and that's ahead of a front that will be bringing us some rain. So the biggest thing after today will be the warmth and the rain. True spring-like weather pattern. Yes, those aren't typos. 79 for Friday, 80 on Saturday with, yes, some storms. So we have this one wintry day, at least during the morning hours today, sandwiched in between some spring-like weather days for sure.
Dillon, it looks like it's going to be a really soggy week. The kids at recess probably aren't likely going to have it outdoors this week with just how wet we're expected to get. When you're looking ahead, those temperatures really shift from what we see today.
Yeah, they do. And that warmth is accompanied by, it's not only warm air, but it's high moisture. A lot of moisture that'll be moving into the area. That's going to be fueling those rain and storm chances. There could be some localized flooding tomorrow across Ohio into parts of central West Virginia, areas that deal with rain, continued rain throughout the day. Some of the models suggesting we could get easily widespread by this time next week, 2 to 3 inches worth of rain. That's going to lead to rising creeks and streams. So yes, we're going to warm things up, but that's going to be with those daily rain chances. We've got rain chances every day this week, and we typically do get into that kind of pattern during the spring. But the breaks in the rain that are expected later into the afternoon hours on Friday, most of the day on Saturday before some storms move into the evening, it's going to be getting warm. And it's been a long time since we've talked about 80-degree temperatures. Well, that will be possible Saturday. Our records are around the low 80s for both Friday and Saturday in Charleston and Huntington. So we could get close to daily record high temperatures both days, which would be pretty impressive considering we're starting the week with winter weather advisories in place.
I can't seem to grasp that we're even talking about the 80s at this time of the year, considering that today's well into the 40s. I had to still pull out the jacket this morning, and it seems likely that we may be able to ditch those by the weekend.
Yeah, at least the winter jackets. The rain jackets will certainly be needed. The rain boots, the pets out there, there are going to be some muddy paws over the next week or so with all those muddy conditions for sure. But at least we're not talking any more winter weather. The next chance really is not until, the second half of the month, really. So the first 2 weeks of March are looking very warm. We should start to see some colder shots maybe working back in by mid to late month, but at least through the middle half of March, looking very warm and wet across the tri-state.
All right, so you heard Dillon mention there's not the chance, we can't rule it out later on. We're not done with the snow forever, but we'll take the warmer temperatures that we have for a while and really that full taste of spring a little bit early this year.
Yeah, I was able this weekend to go to the Marshall baseball games both Friday and Saturday, and it was great weather for them, and it's only going to be getting warmer. So if you thought Saturday was warm, yeah, try 10 more degrees on top of that compared to what we just experienced on the way this weekend.
When I was out Saturday, we were at a friend's house, and it was so nice. We literally were sitting outside in T-shirts in the middle of, I guess that was the last day of February, and it was so nice. I think all of us just needed a little taste of spring to get us through, so we know it's coming. It's just a couple weeks out.
Yes, we are getting closer and closer. Hey, meteorological spring did start yesterday, so.
That's true.
On March 1st, and it'll be feeling like it later this week.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you, Dillon, for giving us a recap of what we're expected to see over the next couple of days. And we just got to get through today, and we'll put those colder temperatures in the rear view for a little bit.
Absolutely. Just a few more hours of some wintry chances, and then we're all rain the rest of the day.
All right, Dillon, we'll let you get back to work. So you heard Dillon mention there we are on a first alert weather day here at WSAZ for the entire viewing region. As we see some of those temperatures, we still got a little bit of that wintry mix that we're trying to get through. So know that Dillon said the warmer temperatures are on their way. You will likely have to trade out those heavy winter jackets, though, for likely some rain jackets this week. So if you have the chance today, maybe start pulling those out of the closet in hopes that it will be here very soon. So that is a check on your forecast for your Monday. Thanks for joining us here, and we will be back in about 15 or 20 minutes or so with a look at some of those headlines and the big stories that we're following here at WSAZ on this Monday. We appreciate you joining us. Have a great day.